Hi, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well and loving the sunshine and the weather. So I've just popped on because I wanted to do a bit of a real discussion um, and just to get on about being a victim to your diagnosis and health issues and being a victim of past trauma and that we are no longer in the past no more. It happened, it's done over. But I'm not being a victim to what happened to me anymore. So, why do I talk about victim mode with illness? So, initially in my 20s, I did suffer with my mobility, with, they say, fibromyalgia, and I couldn't move my arms. Well, one of my arms anyway, strangely just stopped working anymore. But I do think that it's because I didn't listen to my gut. Because at that time, I was doing stuff in my life that my body was telling me, no, don't do it, don't do it. It's like our bodies actually know what is going to happen. Like your body has its own intuition, by the way, that people don't know about. And initially, you use spirit guides to aid your intuition while you're starting your journey. But once you start to realize your body is the intuition, you don't need guides anymore for doing spiritual readings or anything like that, because your body is the intuition. You're the intuition. So basically, what I've learned is in my 20s, I did go into victim mode and into my diagnosis, and I got very lost in it. I got emotional, depressed, and lived as it. I lived miserable. I lived negatively, and I always downed on it that it was destroying my life, and I saw it as a negative thing instead of a positive thing. Now, initially, as time went on, obviously my life changed. I became divorced. I still live by myself, and my life changed into going on a bit of a spiritual journey and healing my trauma. And I noticed that I was very much in victim mode with my health, and I accept, and I couldn't accept my diagnosis, to be honest with you. And it doesn't really define me as a person, what it is that I have. No matter what it is that I have, it just wants love and happiness and peace. Initially, that's what your body wants, is love, happiness and peace, and it's up to you whether you give it to yourself or not. So in my 30s, I stopped playing the victim. In my 30s, I decided I want my life back. I want to live in a better way. I don't want to live in depressive mode anymore. I want to live in happiness and harmony and peace and gratitude. And that's the spiritual journey, is finding your own spirit. And then with all this health stuff that I've learned, people think it's spiritual, and it isn't. It's actually the natural way of living and how once here was lived, with all the bioscan machines and stuff like that. It's how stuff is formed here, and we can use those modalities to aid our physical health, aid our energy field, to keep us going, living in the UK and on this planet. So if you're still in victim mode with your illness, or you're seeing it as a bad thing, it keeps you there. And I'm going to tell you that it also keeps you acting as your illness. And it is also an energetic thing as well, and psychology. So once someone tells you you have something, psychology, your body is going to initially act like that, because they've just gifted you an energy exchange of something that your body doesn't actually want and needs. And then we start living as it. same way as living as our trauma. We act as our trauma because what we don't realize in our energy body, our trauma is there. In our energy body, our trauma is in some kind of energy field that didn't get healed in the past. So that trauma we act as, and basically our body's acting our trauma because it wants to show us this is how your behavior is right now and how you're acting, but this is the behavior that you need to heal. Where does this behavior come from? What part of your past does it come from? And then when you get on those lines of actually going off and finding and aiding your health and saying to yourself, well, what can I do to change it? What is it that I'm not doing right to change it? And initially, it's, you know what? It's kind of like, I'm trying to think now. Yeah, it's kind of like we act like our illness as well. So it's on top of us. It's at top of us. And once we shake it off, do some meditation, ask for it to be released, or put love and happiness back in and peace as well. That's when you start to change, is when you put the love and happiness and peace back in. And you think, oh, actually, the stuff that I have wrong with me isn't that bad because somebody else might be worse than me in what they've got. My body's doing all these crazy things, and today I'm really tired, so I'm going to have a nap soon. And I have something going off with my right side again, which is great because that's been okay. And then it's gone off again. So initially, what I want to say to people that are in trauma mode as well, not just about ill health, don't play the victim mode. You're not the victim of what happened to you anymore. It happened to you years and years and years ago. And once you see that you're in victim mode and question it and say, actually, I'm not a victim of my past anymore. I'm aware of it. I've accepted it. I don't need to act this way anymore. That thing, that person is not doing that to me anymore. I'm not in those scenarios anymore. I'm not even in that scenario of what happened to me. Those scenarios have gone, and I'm different now. I'm in a different healthy scenario. I'm on a different path to what I was in 20 years ago. And a different person from 20 years ago. And even though they still crop up, I'm like, no, thank you. I'm not acting like that today. I'm acting as me. I'm acting as Emma, the true being of who it is that I was born to be. And once you realize, that's when you start seeing how you can age yourself well. That's when you start seeing research. That's when you start seeing the gifts that God wants you to have, because you're not supposed to be this poorly, you're supposed to be well. God's not here to give you suffering or suffer. He's here to help you, aid you, and put you back in touch with nature, because nature is the key to happiness. Nature is the key to health and well-being. And that's why everybody keeps going back to nature, because people don't realize energetically, nature is your healer. Nature is your natural healer. It's your birthright to go to lands. And though we keep destroying it and cutting down the energy field that we need for us to keep alive, that's what people aren't thinking about. And like initially, we need Earth. Earth is the planet of abundance. It's a realm. It's the universe. It's a part of it. But we keep destroying it by being in victim mode. No, by just being narcissistic and not seeing its true nurture and nature. And sometimes land actually gives off negative energy because it's not being used right. it's not being used how it should be used. And we're supposed to ask before building on land. We're supposed to ask, and if it's authentic what you're doing with the land, it will send you pure healing vibes. And I've seen it, I've felt it, I've witnessed it, I've experienced it. I know what I'm talking about because I've been there. I come back, I left all the spirit guide stuff. Yeah, I still have my shaman, kept him. Because I was like, everyone just keeps still going off with the archangels and looking at sky and stuff like this and going off into different realms. And I'm like, what about this planet? What are you going to learn on Earth while you're here on this planet? You're here to learn this planet. This planet is what you're on right now. You're not up there. They cannot really do stuff fire and only give you guidance in to see something that's on this planet. And I think sometimes we get a bit lost, to go down a rabbit hole. I've been down the rabbit hole, got out the rabbit hole, never going back down the rabbit hole, because I learned everything is energy and not actually spirituality. Everything is to do with energy, and energy exchange. And what you give is exactly what you get back from another person. And I try so hard to give the positive energy vibe out all the time. Well, compassion more than anything. And do I get it back from another person? Not always. I get it back from nature though. As soon as I'm out in nature, they're gifting me that compassion that I should have received a long time ago. So I know I've gone a bit off the radar on what I want to talk about today, because I did initially want to just talk about victim mode and stay with talking about that, because a lot of people do it and don't realize that that is even an energy and even a mode that you actually need to get rid of before you can even start the journey of looking at yourself and healing yourself. That is the first thing that you need to look at is, am I playing victim of my past? And initially everybody will say yes. I've done it. I've even done it with my health. So I know what I'm talking about. So that is the first question you need to ask yourself today. Even if it's about trauma, because I know I'm on the health spectrum with my business now. And it's not really business, it's the natural way of living. And I just want you to see and feel and ask that question. Maybe get your journal out and say, am I in victim mode right now? A lot of you are actually going to say yes. So then I want you to sit and say, how am I going to get out of it? What can I do? What modality is going to come up for me? Do I need to sit in meditation and think about it? What can I heal from the victim mode? Shake it off is what most of you need to do, is body shake. Just shake your body. Make sure your knees are soft when you do it as you're in your stance, and just shake your body and shake it off so you don't need to be in victim mode anymore. Anyway, take care everybody. That is my video for today. Bye.